Hey, yo, what's up, YouTube, man? It's your boy, Action Jackson, man. And in today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys my ways of how the Dallas Cowboys will beat the Chicago Bears Sunday morning, man. So, yeah, before we hop in the video, I would appreciate if you guys would like the video, subscribe if you're new, comment, and share my video with anyone who you think might enjoy my content. Straight to it, as I always do with these videos, always start off with the injury report to give a good analysis of how the game could possibly go and everything like that. So if you see the dashes, shout out to Cowboys Republic. This is where, so I can cite my sources. The shout out to Cowboys Republic coming out with the, injury report. So make sure you guys really follow him on Instagram. Tell him that Action sent you. And so, yeah, anyone that has a dash near their name, like, for example, Quentin Bohanna, he has shoulder, then the semicolon, then he has a little dash. That means they're going to play. So Quentin Bohanna for the Cowboys is going to play. Damone Clark, I'm really excited about that. He had a really high upside coming out of the draft, but since he had that spinal fusion coming out of the draft, that's the reason why he dropped all the way down to the 5th round. So I'm excited for him to play. He's most likely going to just play special team snaps. Tristan Hill, he's going to play. Jaron Kearse is going to play. So is Micah Parsons, Terrence Steele, Sam Williams. Those are most likely going to be your definite guys, but Noah Brown is questionable as well, and Ezekiel Elliott. Just wanted to touch on that real quick. If you guys saw the replay, I don't have it currently on me right now, but when Ezekiel was playing against the Lions, he made a play. He broke off for kind of a big run, and a safety hit his knee, hit him directly in the knee backwards. And at first we thought it was a hyperextension, and we thought he might have come out of the game, but luckily he stayed in the entire Lions game. He came back and finished the rest. But now throughout the entire week of, ever since Sunday, he hasn't been practicing since. So most likely there was a report by Clarence Hill and other multiple sources that Ezekiel Elliott will not play on Sunday, which is fine. I felt like Dallas Cowboys, if anything, they need to learn from their last mistake from last year, how we had Zeke running on a torn PCL for most of the year, and he was still our lead back. I felt like since, Dallas Cowboys need to learn from last year's mistake. If Zeke is hurt, sit him down. This isn't, Zeke Elliott is still a major part to our game. He still is a factor, but he isn't that much of a factor like how he used to be back in 2016, all the way through like 2019, when he was just that major factor that we had to have Zeke in all our games for us to even have a chance offensively. So, yes, he does need a rest, and, he needs it because we're going to need him later down the line. For the Bears, they have 2 offensive linemen that are out, and they got a D-line, Armon Watts, who's going to play. So now I'm going to go into my ways of the Dallas Cowboys beating the Chicago Bears. My number one thing is to stop the run. This team offensively, they're kind of like Philly, where they don't have nowhere near the offensive weaponry as the Eagles, but what the Eagles and Bears do very, very well is run the ball, as you can tell by, shout out to Football Stat Page, also through Instagram. Bears, they're the number 1 ranked team when it comes to the rush, and they're ranked dead last when it comes to the pass. Philly isn't like that when it comes to passing, but like basically what the Bears do, they can run a lot of RPOs. Justin Fields can run the ball really, really well. We know that. Just the reason why he looks horrible as a passer is because if you look at the wide receiver room, Dante Pettis, Anthony Miller, Darnell Mooney, who's solid, but he isn't generational, or he isn't, he isn't like that. He isn't like that 5'10", 5'11" dude that we've seen, in the past, like Antonio Brown, who can cook up or Tyreek Hill. He isn't like one of those guys. Yes, Justin Fields does still need to develop as a passer, but just as of right now, they're not giving him any real good chances at receiver for him to even develop as a passer. So, like I was saying, we need to stop the run. As you can see, they are ranked first when rushing the ball at 181 yards per game. Stop the run. Yeah, man, it's just, we got to stop the run. We're lucky that, in some of our previous matchups, we haven't been exploited in the run too much. Yeah, there were games where teams did run the ball on you, like Philly, Detroit for a little bit. But I just feel like all what's stopping the run is just making sure that we're reading our keys, we're hitting the gaps with full intent, and we're not We're not being timid. We're being sure of ourselves. We're hitting the gaps, but most likely, from the runs that look so successful, if we just tackle really well, a lot of times the running backs, they'll get stopped in the backfield or they only get a rush of like 2 or 3 yards. But if we're not tackling well, that's when those runs look excruciating and they're getting 4 or 5 yards after contact and they're getting first downs and everything like that. So, stop the run, contain fields. Contain fields, keep them in the pocket, make sure we keep a quarterback spy. Same thing, have Sam Williams, Michael Parsons on the edge. You're definitely going to keep and contain Justin Fields. Like I said, they're going to want to run a lot of RPOs. They're going to want to run the ball, do a lot of zone reads, and everything like that. So this is going to be a key game for our DNs and Justin and Michael Parsons. This is, like I said, this is going to be a game where I felt like the Bears are going to turn on the Eagles tape. Them knowing that they don't have an A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith or Dallas Goedert, they know that, hey, we got a David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert. Their offensive line is not good at all. The Bears, especially when it comes to pass pro, I'll get to that in a little bit. But, they're going to try and get Michael Parsons on an island when he does his RPOs. And, it's going to be up to the defense to make sure that they're getting in the spots and they're covering all the outside receivers. So that's why Parsons, all it comes down to is a simple read where you can either watch the running back or Justin Fields and not where Michael Parsons has to watch the running back, play for the quarterback, play for the tight end or wide receiver leaking out. Defense is going to have to listen to the keys and, follow their assignments. Force Justin Fields to throw the ball. They have no legitimate wide receivers. I've spoken that before. I gave a brief, synopsis of what the wide receiver looks like with Dante Pettis, Darnell Mooney, Anthony Miller. They don't have a whole lot of weaponry outside for Justin Fields to succeed as a quarterback. But if I'm the Cowboys, I'm blitzing Justin Fields. I'm pressing every single time on their corners. They have, Darnell Mooney is somebody that can beat you, but I'm not worried about that with whoever got them, either whether that is Trevon Diggs or Anthony Brown, whoever it may be. In this game, I'm just wanting to stay balanced like how we've been doing. That's when the Cowboys are at their best. When they're balanced, when they have 30 pass attempts and a well over like 75 completion percentage from their quarterback to 30 rushing attempts between two running backs and or quarterback, especially now since we have Dak Prescott in, we can have a little rush attempts with Dak, but most likely we're going to be able to run the ball, I feel like, because we're still ranked in the top end of, we're still ranked about in the middle of the pack of a rush team. We average 120 yards a game. So it's key for Dallas that they run the ball with Tony Pollard and Malik Davis, who I really liked out of preseason, or I'm pretty sure the Cowboys, they might start Rico Dowdle. But whether or not, I still feel like we have a great offensive line that's going to be able to run, protect, and, we're going to be able to run, protect really well. The Bears, I believe they're like top 5 in letting up against the run. So I feel like it's going to be a really good game for our running backs. As I mentioned before with the, for us staying balanced is when we're at our best. I believe we need to throw the ball downfield. It's going to keep the Bears offense. It's going to keep the Bears defense honest. It's not going to want them. I want to be so dedicated to the run. Like I said, if the run works and they can't stop the run no matter how many men they put in the box, keep running the ball. But if they're stopping the run a little bit, it's key that you throw in some of these passes. Test them downfield. Yeah, I know they got Jaquan Brisker, the really nice player I like coming out of Penn State. They still have Eddie Jackson from Bama. So they got Jalen Johnson. They got Kyler Gordon. They still got some solid pieces defensively. But I like our wide receivers against their DBs. And I feel like we should test them downfield, test them intermediately, everything like that. So, and for offense, again, don't turn the ball over. Don't give the Bears short fields and forcing our defense to work harder than they already need to. And limit the penalties. No false starts. These offensively and defensively. And yeah, man, that's about it for the video of, breaking down the Bears. So just, before I head out, my 5 keys of how we beat the Bears again: stop the run. That includes Justin Fields as well. Second, we contain Fields. We force him to throw the ball. Their offensive line is really weak. and I believe they lead first in league of quarterback hits, pressures, sacks, all that, and we're number one when it comes to all those leading statistical categories as well. Run the ball with Tony Pollard and Malik Davis, Winkle Dowdle, whoever is that second back. Throw the ball downfield. It keeps the Bears defense honest. We're at our best when we are a balanced team. 30 pass attempts, 30 rushing attempts. Don't turn the ball over offensively and limit the penalties offensively and defensively. And yeah, man, that's about it for the video. Hopefully you guys have a nice day. Stay safe, stay blessed.